Hello everyone, welcome back to our Power BI session. So, in our today's session, we will be taking a look of how we can create our visualizations by taking the appropriate visualization based on the data we want to present using our visualization. But before that, I want to put one thing in consideration, that is, suppose I'm using a different data set and you are having a different data set with you. So in that case, maybe we can find some variations while we are trying to create, because this is a learning phase for us. So one more good thing about Power BI is that it gives us a sample data to utilize while we are in a learning phase. So for that, all we need to do is, here on the home screen, you can see that there is an option of try a sample data set. So all we need to do is we need to click on it, and then here you can see that there are two ways to use the sample data. One is take a tutorial online, or second is experiment your own. And here you can see I will click on load sample data, it will be giving me the data. So let's click on this option, load sample data, and now you can see that it will give me the option of data source, which is a financial sample.xlsx file. Okay, so it's loading, and again it will be giving me the preview of data before loading the final data. Cool. So here you can see that as in our older cases, we have seen that we used to get the preview of data, what is there inside that particular sheet or in the data source that we are having with us. Similarly, here also we have. So you can see that there is the Excel financial sample.xlsx, and also there are two sheets into it. One is financials. So on click of it, you can see now the preview is loading. So this is the data in financial, and the second one is sheet 1. So here in sheet 1 we can see that there is again some data into it, but looks like both data are same only. So I'll go ahead with the financial and will unmark this, and right now if I take a look over the data in preview, it looks like the data is coming fine, which means right now I don't want to make any changes to the data. I'm fine with whatever data it is giving me, and I will be loading the same data. If in case we will find some issue, we can go back and transform the data depending on our needs or our requirement. So let's go ahead and click on load button. So I'm doing or showing this whole process to you once again, so that you got a chance to revise how we have loaded the data. So now the data is loading. Yeah, it will take some time. So now on the right panel you can see that there is data, and here we are having our financial table. And this is all the columns that are there in this financial table. So first of all, let's start with the first visualization available here, which is a stack bar chart. So I want to take stack bar chart. I click over here, and then will increase the size of it a little bit. Okay, so like we discussed in our first session or the previous session that we had regarding visualization, like when to use which visualization and how it can be useful. So while working with the different visualizations and working on the page creation, we will also learn like how it is useful to use this specific chart. So right now, first of all, let's focus and let's start with the first one, that is stacked bar chart. So here, like we discussed, that we can show three datas, three informations all together in a very beautiful and presentable way. So how it is going to happen? Let's go ahead and take a look over it. So in my x-axis, I'll put country. Country is in my y-axis. and after it I will be adding my sales in the x-axis. And then I want to see that for which product in each country I am getting sales. So I will take product and put it here in ligands. Cool. So now you can see, let me increase the size of this chart a little bit. Cool. So now you can see that how beautifully we are able to present that what is the sales for each product by country. So it is giving me the sum of sales by country and product. Okay, now suppose if I plan to showcase the same data in a pie chart, what will happen? So let's just click on it and click on pie icon. So now you can see that although we are able to present the data, but here we are not able to identify like what is the product. Product is not clearly visible here, right? Country is coming, there is some color variations also coming up over here, but we are not able to see it with the help of chart only, like in which country which product is having what sales, right? Whereas if instead of this, let's go back to the previous one. Yeah, here you can see that how beautifully the things are presented for us. So we can see that here in United States of America, the product is having this amount of sales, correct? Similarly, we can see that same color indication is giving for that product, correct? So every place it is giving an indication of the color. Here on the top you can see that the colors are signified very properly, and this gives a clear picture for us. So this can be a good example to explain you like why it is important, why it's crucial to take a proper visualization while working with the visualization, because it will help you to showcase your data in a very easy and effective way. But the point is you need to make sure that you choose the correct one. Okay, so now let's go ahead with the second one. So second one, I am not going to go with the series. I want to showcase you something about the filters over here. Okay, so here this you can see as slicer. So I click over here, but before that I need to make sure that my this particular visualization is not selected, because if I will select it and then I click on slicer, this will get replaced with the slicer. So I will click on the screen and now I'll take the slicer. Okay, let's make it little small. Yeah, and now in field I will add year. Okay, so now you can see that I am getting two options, 2013 or 2014, correct? So I can select any. So if I go ahead and take a table and then I'll add year as a column, instead of sum I will be giving as don't summarize. So now you can see that there are only two data, 2013 and 2014. So right now it is taking a range, start date or start year, end year. Now what if I'll make it 2013? But before that, let's take a look of what is the sales over here. So you can see that this is the sales right now coming. Now after making this change, I'll click on the screen again, and now if we will hover again, you can see that filter is working. Also here on the table you can see that the filter is working, and this is because of the interaction thing that we have seen, because the filter is connected with this visualization and with this table too. Okay, so now suppose I want to make this slicer look a different way. So what I mean to say is I don't want to make it look this way as it is coming right now. I want a checkbox or maybe a drop down instead of it. So how I can do that? So if you will go here on the right corner top, you can see that it is showing me like how I can proceed further to make changes to this particular slider setting. So here it is saying to change the slicer style, select format, slicer setting, options, and then style. So let's go ahead on the format here in visualization, slicer setting, option. So what should be the style? It's showing me between. It is giving me the options like less than or equal to, greater than or equal to, or if I want to see a drop down or a vertical list. So I want to see a drop down. So here now you can see that it is coming as a drop down. Correct? And if I want to check any data out of it, I can do that, and accordingly it will be filtering the data for me, right? And I can close it again. So this way we can add a filter to our report and utilize it and do some modifications in the filter, how we want to show it. We want it as a slicer, we want it as a checkbox or a drop down, or depending on our requirements. Correct? And here this is a very beautiful example to explain how edit interaction is very good for us. So in this way I don't need to apply any filter condition in any of my visualization. The interaction will work and will help me to filter out the data directly. So this is something good about the interaction. So this is all about this session. I hope you must be clear of what we have covered in this session. Going forward, we will be knowing more about the visualization and will be focusing on completion or creation of this page in a very beautiful and effective way. So that's all for the today's session. Thank you everyone. Have a nice day. If in case you have still not liked, share, subscribe to my channel, I really request you to please like, share and subscribe to my channel, and please keep continuity to watch this session so that we all stay on the same track. And yes, if in case you have any question, any queries related to the topics that we have covered so far or we are covering right now, please don't hesitate to ask. Thank you so much.